This is Tigress Avni, or T1. She was labeled as the killer tigress, killer of not one but 13 humans. But did she really?
They told me there is this tigress who supposedly killed 9 human beings, and the department has tried to capture her, but they were unable to. So I then filed a few RTIs. I got some replies which really puzzled me, because I started noticing some very weird things in it, and I was surprised why the department is not considering that. You won't believe it. Out of the 9 killings, human killings, one allegedly happened at the fringes, but all the other 8 killings had happened inside the forest, deep inside the forest. Some so much that the bodies were not even found easily, because it was in a ravine and things like that. So half decomposed bodies, half eaten bodies were just deemed that a tiger has killed, and compensation was given. Back then, I think it was 8 or 10 lakhs, I'm not sure. Maharashtra gives quite a bit for wildlife attacks. So I found these aberrations. I checked the DNA analysis that the department had done. Even that was inconclusive, because out of the 3 times they did the analysis, one they found it to have male DNA, male tiger DNA. One had female tiger DNA, and the third was inconclusive. The third most critical thing which I found, and I have told this to many people, I found odd, was that out of the 9 killings, I think 5 of them were on weekends. Now tell me, which tiger kills on Saturdays and Sundays? It is not like us human beings saying, "Aaj hum mutton khayenge Sunday." It doesn't happen like that. The tiger doesn't see weekends. So why out of 9 there are some 5 killings, 4 killings which were on weekends? One was a Friday and the others were Saturday, Sunday. So I found some strange patterns and some very puzzling ones. So then my interest really got into it. Then slowly I started working more. I started collaborating with the locals there and officials there. I also found that she was probably pregnant. So I sent the NTCA chief the evidence that I had, and he set an inquiry committee. And the inquiry committee said she should not be shot dead, but she should be captured. And at that time there was a male as well. But another killing happened, and Avni was given the first shoot to kill order.
In 2018, Nawab Shafat Ali Khan, a controversial hunter, was engaged by the Maharashtra government in the operation to eliminate Avni.
We were challenging the fact that we feel that even if the tiger needs to be eliminated, there is nobody in India, whether they claim or not, nobody is given a license to kill a tiger. They are given an order to kill the tiger or schedule 1 animal, and that is done also. Ideally, the CWLW should be mentioning in his order who he should be calling. It was not done. A lower officer below him gave the order and said, based on the CWLW's order, you can come and you can eliminate. Now, finally he didn't kill Avni. His son, who was part of the team, shot Avni dead in the night. And after crores that were spent on allegedly trying to capture her, they eventually killed her.
Avni was shot by Asghar, Nawab Shafat Ali Khan's son. While forest officials claimed that she was shot in self-defense when she was attacking their vehicle, activists say this is nothing but a fake encounter staged. The tigress died on the spot.
Now my 4th case is running in the PIL, in the courts, where I'm trying to seek justice for Avni and trying to get the officers who were responsible for this, penalized, and the hunter and his son actually. The son who does not remember which rifle he used for killing. 2 inquiry committees, State Inquiry Committee, Central Inquiry Committee, NTCA Committee, both have said that there are a lot of wrongdoings that has happened in Avni's killing. But we have not got any relief from the courts 5 years.
While on one hand, efforts are made under India's Project Tiger to maintain a healthy population in India, on the other, tigers are ordered to be killed under the umbrella of tiger-human conflict. Tigers today are running out of forest cover, prey availability and water, and are venturing into human populated areas only for their survival. In such a case, is it justified to hunt the tigers if they are labeled man-eaters?
There is an entity called a man-eater. Why is it not there? Why is it only amongst folklore and just hearsay it happens? It's because the term man-eater has been coined by Britishers. And see, we have a very richly documented history, very well documented. In our history, we don't find a single word man-eater across the board in any of the literature. This term was coined only after the Britishers started destroying our forests, and employing migrant laborers. This is something which I have found from my studies, that I feel the migrant laborers who lack the sensitivity of the locals, they are the ones usually who are killed. And when the migrant force, let's say if one says let's say a tiger killed 2 people or one person, and then the migrant force says we are going, the rich plantation owner, whether it is in Ooty, whether it is in Munnar, whether it is in Darjeeling or wherever it is, they will ensure that the animal is captured, because they have the political connections to ensure that the CWLW gives the order to capture the animal.
In 2022, Nawab Shafat Ali Khan launched a book putting forward his story behind the killing of Avni. In an interview to Midday, he had mentioned that he has no desire to shoot tiger or even capture it, but he does his job on the behest of the state government and forest departments because they are incompetent.
He is not this hunter who was ordered to kill Avni. I can tell you one thing about him, that he will never come to any forest without the order of the CWLW. So who is at fault? The CWLW or the man who was authorized to kill? I feel it is the forest department who, like they don't have wildlife veterinarians, they also don't have elephants who can go in different terrains. They don't have trained elephants to do that in all the places. Maharashtra doesn't have. We had only 2. I think they are also not so good in the difficult terrain of Pandarkhawda. So we don't have enough sharpshooters. We don't have veterinarians who are trained. Okay, by the way, there is no such thing that a sharpshooter can actually dart. That is what goes on in India. It is a wildlife veterinarian who is supposed to dart the animal. They don't do it. Or wildlife veterinarian or a para-veterinarian. It is like a doctor can give you an injection, or a nurse or a medical person can give you an injection. Can, let's say, a maid or a peon of the hospital give you that? Just because he's been in the hospital that long and he knows how to give it? We don't, right? It's the same with our system. So we don't have any capacity building. Why, if we have to capture a tiger, there are reasons at times when the tigers do kill human beings. But where is the team for it? Where are the forensic teams? Where are the capture teams who are so good at actually capturing? Most of the teams, rescue teams, are NGOs. Very few forest officials really know how to go about it in a scientific manner. I'm not saying, just trial and error. Scientific manner. That doesn't happen in India.
This year, Project Tiger has completed 50 years. A major wildlife conservation project in India that aims to promote tiger conservation. But can it be termed a success?
50 years of tiger conservation, 50 years of Project Tiger rather, it has resulted in ensuring that our tigers are safe. But I would say a little bit. Tigers are prolific breeders, okay? So if they were around 1800 or so, let's say in the 1970s, if now there are 3,000, why has their number just doubled? In 50 years, the number has just doubled. What happened to all the experts and what happened to all the billions of dollars poured in the name of tiger conservation?
Saving tigers is not only the responsibility of the government, but each one of us. And here is how one can do it.
Start first believing that the forest belongs to us. It belongs to you, not just you, your next generation. You have to, this is not, for you to enjoy and then go back and forget about it. You have to do enough to ensure that the tiger is safe. How can they do it? They can first write to your political representatives, write to the concerned authorities, whatever you feel needs to be done to save the tiger. So if it is to save the tiger, you want the forest saved, please write. You cannot write you want to take part in some protest where they are trying to save the forest, please join them. If there's an NGO working towards saving the forest, please support them in whatever way you can. What I have done is I have started my own NGO. What I have done is we have, through Earth Brigade Foundation, that is my NGO, we provide drinking water for wildlife inside the forests. Predominantly, I work for wildlife. I want to provide water and develop the ecosystem, improve the biodiversity of the degraded forests. But what you can do is support us or support other NGOs working in that. If you can't do even that much, then at least try and have some sustainable ways, something that you can do to minimize your the pressure, the human biotic pressure that we call on the forest. Do something, start sustainable practices. Of course, one thing that you can do as a tourist is try and behave ethically. Learn a little bit about the forest where you go. See how you can wear proper clothes, behave properly. Don't shout, don't scream. Don't entice your guide and driver to say, take me closer to the tiger. Please don't do such things. And for heaven's sake, please do not go to the petting zoos abroad. Many of these Southeastern Asian countries, they encourage and have these centers where petting of drug tigers are allowed. Please don't feed the tiger cubs milk, because you're not feeding the tiger cubs their mother's milk, you're giving something else. Why would you want to do it? Sitting where you are now, what can you do to help the forest? Please try and adopt those practices.
Only if we all share the responsibility of tiger conservation and work to avoid human-tiger conflict, thus avoiding killings like that of Avni, only then we can truly call tiger as the national animal of India.
Subscribe to Midday India. Get direct notifications on all our videos by clicking on the bell icon.